Well, with the rain this week, I didn't get a lot done. I did have to do the normal chores, though.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, I had to do that. I also made some decisions. Remember that house that I was going to build? Yep, totally not going to build it. Talked to the man upstairs, and he had a completely different plan for me.
I want you,
Chris Mann,
to build an ark.
Okay, I did get one big goal accomplished. Monday, we had enough weather where Flynn Drilling Company showed up with their drilling rig. This is a big truck. Just one of 3 that they brought out, but this one took up the most room. First thing they did is they backed it in. I told you it was big. It's sitting in front of the apartment. You can't even see the apartment. The first thing they had to do was level it up. So it's got jacks on the back and on the front. The operator, he works there on the back, leveling everything up. The other guy was trying to get a gun better. She wasn't having any of that. I think finally he just gave up. Once they got everything leveled, then they had to set up the drill. Once I got it set up and got the drill on the ground, boy, it's loud. For the first 5 or 10 feet, it actually shakes the entire ground getting down through there. They put a larger bit on it to begin with and drill a larger hole so they can set a sleeve. That's a sleeve laying there in front of. Once they get the hole the right size, then they slide the sleeve in. The sleeve keeps the top from caving in and helps guide the drill bit to begin with. They end up pushing it down with the actual drill itself, trying to get it straight, evening it out, pushing down with the drill until it finally slides down in the hole. Well, that's what it's supposed to do. There's always something in the way. But eventually, they'll push everything out of the way and it'll slide right down in, or with some help from the drill. Once the sleeve is in, then it's back to drilling. They're still drilling a larger hole to set the casing, but we'll talk about that in a minute. First part of this is a lot of dirt that comes out of the hole, so they shovel it out and make a ramp around the area just to keep all the dirt and water in. Then they start adding water. So 2 trucks are involved. The one on the left is the water truck, and then the one on the right is the actual drill rig. The one on the left, the water truck, has an entire bladder full of water. It also carries the casing and extra drill pipe. We'll talk about the casing in a minute. The water pipe then pumps water to the drill rig. You can see it going over into a tub to the right of the drill rig. And that's what they pump down into the well in order to push all the debris up. So the drill actually drills a hole, breaking up the rock and the dirt, and then the water that's pushed down in with the air compressor pushes back up and gets everything out of the hole. The drill rig has a lot going on. The drill head, that's the part that's traveling up and down. It turns the drill and lifts the pipe. In the tower, there are 6 segments of drill pipe preloaded, allowing the driller to drill some 60 feet without additional pipe. The operator drills down as far as he can, and then locks that segment in place, takes the drill head to the top of the rig, pulls out another segment of pipe, and then screws it into the first one, and then continues to drill. In addition to the drill pipe of the tower, the drill truck carries 10 or so additional segments of drill pipe. You can see them just to the left of the tower on the drill rig. Between changing pipe, there's an awful lot of shovel standing. That's some professional shovel standing right there. At some point, the driller decides it's time to add detergent to the water. Apparently this makes the mud and the rock flow to the top and out of the hole easier. It also makes those of us who had never seen it wonder, what the heck? The foam flows for some time. It may just look like foam, but it also contains dirt and rock. At some point, the foam stops, and after having coated the inside of the drill pipe, the driller continues with water and compressed air. What looks like slightly wet dirt coming out of the hole is really crushed stone and dirt, basically sand, and with the foam residue, it's fluffy. Once they get down to bedrock, they pull all the drill pipe out and start placing the casement. The first segment there has a collar on it to stop the flow of concrete when they get to that step. Casement is put in to prevent the drill well from caving in on itself because the top is mostly dirt. You can see two large stacks of pipe on the water truck there, one PVC and one steel. Both are casement, and depending on the ground conditions, the driller chooses which one to install. If he encounters lots of rock, then he'll have to use the steel so it isn't crushed or damaged. By the way, steel is also more expensive. Lucky for me, PVC was fine. They installed 120 feet of PVC casement down to bedrock. That actually gets the well not just to bedrock, but actually into it. Now to join the two segments, they use a mechanical method, so that there are no chemicals in your water. The female end of the pipe has a groove cut on the inside of the pipe, and the male has a matching one cut on the outside. Once the driller has the female secure, he drops the male into the top, moves it around until it settles, and then inserts a plastic spline into the groove through a small hole. This bonds them together while filling the hole. He trims off the excess spline and then repeats to 120 feet. The end of day one finishes with cementing in the casement. This is so it won't move or cave in. It also seals it from the chance of groundwater getting down into the water in the well. To do this, they make several bags of cement using a paddle drill and then just pour it down the hole between the casement and the wall of the hole. This is where that collar on the first segment comes in. That's how far down they're pouring the concrete. To get it down that far, they just move the pipe back and forth until they're happy. In all, I believe they put 6 or 8 bags of concrete in, shaking each time and then listening. They can hear the concrete slide down the outside of the casement and when it stops at the collar. It's important to get a good bond all the way down. That means a lot of shaking and a lot of listening. At the end of the day, the casement is set, and they leave it for the concrete to harden. Did I mention how tall this thing was? The next day it's all about getting to water. That means more drilling. Based on the wells in my area, the estimate was 240 feet. However, that's only an educated guess. Think of it like this. If you're standing 5 feet away from a river, you're standing on dry land. But just 5 feet away, you can see lots of water. The same thing happens underground, and you could just be feet away from water and never hit it. At some point, they check for flow. That is, how much water your well is producing. To do this, they dam up the discharge area and insert a pipe to measure how long it takes to fill a 1-gallon bucket. That gives you your gallons per minute. It's suggested that the average family needs a well that produces 10 gallons per minute. We ended up having to go 340 feet to get that, a little over my estimate. But the 10 gallons per minute would be more than I'll ever need. Also, they said that it may be a little more since the water was pushed back into the rock with the compressed air from the dirt. When they come back to install the pipe, we'll know for sure. After I was happy with the flow, They reversed the whole process and pulled all the drill pipe out of the hole and back onto their truck. Although they had to go over a bit, they said that any day you didn't have to start using the extra drill pipe on the water truck, it was a good day. They folded up the rig, packed their tools, and then they were gone. Now I need to get the well pump install crew out here, as well as a few others. But after checking the weather for the upcoming week, I think there's something else I need to do first.